All right. Perfect. I was just trying to check whether it's coming up properly or not. Hello, everyone. Big welcome to all the new members. Deepak, Manasa, Papai Datta. Okay. And everyone up there on the channel, right? Hi, everyone. Today, yes, Ekjot, I'm fine. Today, our focus is not on different stocks and news. Today, our focus is not going to be on your questions about different stocks. But today's entire focus is going to be on one topic, which is Powergrid InvITs, right? So I'm going to directly share you my screen so that you also get an idea about basics of Powergrid InvIT. Let me just put this to full screen. Let me just check it on the app as well, how it is coming up. Let me just check it off. Perfect. It's coming out properly. Right. Chalo, so I think we should start right away. Okay. So first of all, understand what is Powergrid InvIT. Powergrid, this entire, I'm sure Powergrid to name, everyone might have might be aware about this name. It's one of the big companies. We are going to talk about how big Powergrid is and all that. First of all, let's understand about this entire issue, entire IPO of Powergrid InvIT. This is the first InvIT from public sector undertaking, and that to the biggest one so far in history. Okay. Now, what does Powergrid InvIT do? It owns, constructs, operates, maintains, invests in power transmission assets in India, and we have not understood really a lot about this. I know that. So what I thought is, first let's understand what are InvITs. Okay. What is the full form of InvITs? It stands for Infrastructure Investment Trust. Okay. Now, what is this Infrastructure Investment Trust? First of all, understand. To understand an InvIT, I think you should recall the basics of REITs for that. Okay. Just in case if you have seen my video on I had done a video on Mindspace REIT. In that, I had explained the entire concept of what is a REIT, and I've also given the link in the description box. Plus, here, whatever you can see, that's the link. But anyways, in the description box, you can check out the link. That's where I personally request you that once this entire video is done, if you're really interested in REITs and InvITs, which might be like the future of investments apart from stock markets. So this is an area which is not so much looked into. This is not an area which is so much sought after by the retail individual investors. I was having a word with my friend who is into capital markets, and he said that maybe 5 years, 10 years down the line, REITs and InvITs are going to be like very popular. I mean, it's not like even 5% popular right now among the retail individual investors. One of my friend from capital market was telling me in this way right now. Okay. And he said all the HNIs, domestic institutional investment jo aapke institutional investors rahenge, they are more into REITs and InvITs right now. Okay. So I personally believe why retail individual investors are not really investing big time in this for two reasons. Number one, here the lot size is a bit high. And number two, we are not really sure on what it is, how it works, what an InvIT is. If we don't understand that, then we are not really comfortable investing in it, right? So first of all, let's understand how it is structured. Okay. So please excuse with the handwriting, whatever, tried the level best. Okay. So let's understand how this entire structure is put up. First of all, understand people like you and me. Where are we in this entire diagram? Here we are, public unit holders. Okay, here we are. Now, where am I investing in this entire InvIT? Where am I investing? I am not investing in Powergrid shares directly. No, I'm not investing in Powergrid. Then what am I investing in? Understand. I'm investing. So you can imagine if I get an opportunity, assume that I'm an electrical engineer and I understand this business of transmission. See, I'm sure you know about this. Electricity generation, electricity transmission, electricity distribution. These are the three major things. Okay. Electricity generation, at the origin, electricity will be generated. Okay. Maybe through water, steam, whatever. Okay. It will be generated. Second one, it will be transmitted from the power generation unit to something like a substation. Maybe that is what it is called. And from there, it is distributed to people like you and my houses, to offices and all that, right? So Powergrid is more into the second one, which is transmission. Okay. Now assume that I understand this business very well, transmission business. I know what are the margins and all that. And if I were to invest in such transmission towers, wow, but I don't have that much capital. It will take crores of rupees maybe to set up a huge project of transmission towers, right? So it would have been great if I were given an opportunity to invest in this, but I don't have that much money. So what is an option available? Option available is that you invest in an enterprise, you invest in an entity which owns all these projects, which is handling, which is undertaking all these projects. I hope you're understanding this. I hope you're understanding this. If you are, just say yes in the comment section so that I can get a feedback. One last time I'm telling you, what am I doing? Who am I? I'm a public unit holder. Where am I investing? Am I investing in shares of Power Grid? Power Grid? No, I'm not investing in shares of Power Grid. I want to invest in projects. Okay, which projects? Transmission projects. But transmission projects, it will take crores of rupees, correct? So instead of that, if I'm given an opportunity to invest with a smaller amount, it will be great, correct? So how does this work? There should be a proper structure for that. And how is this structure? Now understand the structure. Power Grid Corporation of India is like the promoter. Okay, promoter in this terms context is called as a sponsor. Okay, what does the sponsor do? What does the promoter do? What does the owner do? They actually establish a trust. Okay, what is the name of this trust? The name of this trust is Power Grid Infrastructure Investment Trust. This is InvIT. Okay, who established this trust? Who established this InvIT? It was Power Grid. Okay, what is this trust going to do? This trust is going to invest in these various projects. Where are these projects? One project is in Vizag, one is in Kala Amb, one is in Parali, one is in Varoa, one is in Jabalpur. Okay, you can see the states as well. Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Himachal Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Madhya Pradesh. That's where all these projects are going on. Okay, going on or over, we'll talk about that. Okay, these are the different projects. Now, what have they done? They have created different entities for each and every project. Project is what you can visualize now. Okay, so for example, for the Andhra and Telangana project, they are having Power Grid Vizag Transmission Limited, a separate entity is created. For Himachal Pradesh project, this Power Grid Kala Transmission Limited, whatever. Okay, this is created. Now, there are so many different entities which are created. All these entities are handling different projects. Now, what is the work of this trust? What does the trust do? Trust oversees whether the work is going on properly or not. Okay, but trust is like an entity now. So basically, trustees. Okay, trustees, through the help of this trust, what is their job? Are they going to invest? No, they're going to oversee. They're going to see whether everything is going correct or not. Okay, I hope you understood the answer to your question, Sushruth. What is the trust exactly going to do? They are the ones who will oversee whether everything is going right or not. Who are the trustees? Trustees, IDBI trustee. Okay, of course, to handle the investments, to handle the portfolio, whether whatever investment is being done, that is being done properly or not, whether the money is properly allocated or not, all these things, these will be done by the investment manager and portfolio manager. Okay, so I hope you have understood up till here. Okay, now please pay attention. I hope you have understood. I, as a public unit holder, I don't invest in Power Grid directly. I'm investing in these projects. Okay, am I directly investing in this company? No, I invest in this trust, and indirectly I'm participating in this. Okay, I hope you have understood the structure, because if structure is understood, see, I as an individual investor, I should know, if I am investing almost 1 lakh rupees, where is my money going? I am getting a part ownership of these transmission projects. Okay, how? What am I going to get? Am I going to get shares of Power Grid? No. Am I going to get shares of this InvIT? No. Then what am I going to get? I am going to get units of this InvIT. Okay. Now, why is it called as units of InvIT? Because for a trust can't issue shares. Okay, basics. Trust can't issue shares. Trust issues units. Someone is asking, Tenmosi is asking, like a mutual fund or what? Somewhere you can say that. Similar to a mutual fund. Similar, not same, but similar. Conceptually, you can correlate some points. Agreed. Okay. So I hope you have understood this. Yes, REITs also has units and InvITs also units. Have you understood this entire concept? Because see, again I'm repeating, I as an individual investor must know where is my money being invested. My money is being invested in these transmission projects indirectly through Power Grid Infrastructure Investment Trust, that is InvIT. Okay. Oof, I hope you have understood this entire structure. Sumitank asks, how can we buy and sell? Wait, usi ke liye to aaya na yahan pe. Wait. So now that you have understood this, let's get back to our discussion. So InvITs are what? Infrastructure investment trusts. Okay, what are these so this is an investment trust. What are they going to invest in? They are going to invest in these various projects. Now, is it necessary that every single time investment trust will invest only in transmission projects and all that? No. See, it's an infrastructure investment. Okay, so it's an investment in it's an infrastructure investment, right? So where can they invest? In any infrastructural asset. Any infrastructure asset means what? It can be real estate. It can be in I'm so sorry. Like REIT can invest only in real estate. Infrastructure investment can invest in sectors ranging from logistics, because see, logistics is also infrastructure. Energy is infrastructure. Water, sanitation, communication, commercial infrastructure, all these. So can I say that there can be an InvIT which invests? Understand? Can there be an InvIT which invests only in commercial infrastructure? I want an answer in yes or no. Can there be an InvIT which invests only in commercial infrastructure? Yes or no? What do you feel? Neha is asking, can it be power generating infrastructure only? Yes. Why not? Now people are giving answers. Yes. So now I want a correct answer. There can be different InvITs investing in different infrastructure assets. Correct? So can I say that the returns from one InvIT can't be directly compared with returns from another InvIT? Why? Why returns of one InvIT can't be directly and blindly compared with returns of another InvIT? Because there might be one InvIT which is investing only in logistics and one InvIT which is investing only in commercial infrastructure. So where are they investing? That can be different, right? That it can be different projects, and that is the reason why I can't blindly compare two InvITs. I need to understand what is the underlying. Where are they investing? And then only I can take this decision that, okay, is this comparable or not? Okay. I hope everyone has understood exactly what is an InvIT, because that is the whole point. If you don't understand what is InvIT, makes no sense investing in it, right? Then, as I mentioned, these are the four main parties: sponsor, trustee, investment manager, project manager. We discussed it here: sponsor, trust, investment manager, portfolio manager, right? Now let's understand, if I'm investing in power transmission sector, because power grid, finally we are investing in that transmission projects, right? How is the growth of this entire industry? Right now, if you see from 2015 to 2020, the growth of this entire sector has been at a CAGR of 6%. Not bad. Okay. So fair enough, CAGR 6%. Plus, there are certain key growth drivers. What are they? Growing power demand. Power demand is never going to drop, right? Focus on distribution sector. Renewable capacities add up for a capacity addition. Cross-border linkages. It can be cross-border, not only in states. I can even talk about India and Nepal, India and Bangladesh. It can also be a cross-border thing, right? It can be adoption of new there are adoption of new technologies. So many points we are talking about in as a key driver for this entire sector. So all in all, this sector looks very promising in the coming few years as well. Okay. Now, for those, Alpana Akte says, Tai, I joined just now, Sagra bouncer gela. Alpana, it will be a bouncer for you right now, because I explained the entire InvIT structure almost 5 minutes ago. So you can just rewind and see it. Na? It's okay even if you don't see as like the at real time thing. Okay. Chalo. Anyways, so let's go back. What about Power Grid InvIT? Now, what does Power Grid InvIT do? Now that you have understood InvIT, let's go to what does Power Grid InvIT do. They own, construct, operate, maintain, and invest in power transmission assets in India. So you might have seen those power transmission towers. Okay, what do? They own these power transmission towers. They construct them, they operate them, they maintain them, and they invest in them. Okay, I hope you are understanding. Simple, whatever they are doing, it's all about power transmission projects where they are investing, they are constructing, they are maintaining it. Okay. When was this Power Grid InvIT registered? It was registered with SEBI on 7th of January 2021. Okay, who is Power Grid now? So very recently they have registered with SEBI. Important is Power Grid Corporation ka just a basic. It is one of the Maharatna companies, and it has been granted this status as a the CPSE has been granted this status of Maharatna. By the way, those who don't know CPSE, it's Central Public Sector Enterprise. Okay, Maharatna status on October 23rd, 2019. It's the third largest CPSE in terms of gross block. Okay, gross block of assets. And it's also, last point is very important, largest power transmission company in India in terms of length of transmission lines measured in circuit kilometers, and internationally it's the third largest transmission utility. Interesting. Okay, so largest in India in power transmission and third largest internationally. So Power Grid, pretty good one. Like, okay, now how does it work? Of course, I told you that there'll be these 5 projects. Which 5 projects? I talked about that now. Madhya Pradesh, then Andhra, Telangana, Maharashtra, HP. Okay, these are these 5 projects they are going to undertake right now with a total network of 11 power transmission lines and whatever is the kilometers. Okay, fair enough. Now comes the important point. How am I going to earn? Listen. Very, very, very important point coming up. So even if, exactly, I guess Shailesh is asking, what is the revenue for InvIT? Okay, whenever they are going to operate this. So I'll take you to the structure 1 minute. Okay, if you want, I'll give you the answer right away. In the next slide, it was actually going to come up. It earns fixed tariff due to long-term transmission service agreements. See, whenever they are going to transmit energy, okay, they're going to build those transmission towers, they're going to operate that, they're going to transmit it. So they get a fixed tariff. Okay, abhi fixed tariff based on some unit, per unit, itna, whatever. So that is how they're going to earn their revenue. Now, what is the best part of this? Best part is that whatever initial portfolio assets we are talking about, those 5 projects that we are talking about, they are fully operational and revenues generating projects. So no development risk for unit holders. Now, what do I mean by development risk? Development risk means that company raised funds. Okay, they are trying to construct this transmission tower, and in between it stops. Okay, is there a development risk in this case? No. Why? Because it's fully operational and it is already revenue generating. Can't get better, right? Plus, as I mentioned, they are earning fixed tariff revenues. Also, the average revenue remaining contract life is over 32 years. So for it's as good as for next another 32 years, they are going to keep on getting this revenue. Okay, so I think this is amazing point. And the assets useful life, whatever assets they are having in the nature of, let us say, those transmission towers, that can be extended up to 50 years. That's an amazing thing. So what are the major benefits? You have a high visibility of cash flow because of the TSAs, transmission service agreements, and best position to capitalize on increasing power transmission capacity. They can also add up the power transmission capacity. Okay, so I just jumped onto this slide. I wanted to also talk about the dividend policy. Now, very important. If I decide to invest in this Power Grid InvIT, what will I get as an investor? Will I get capital appreciation? Yes, possible. I can get like shares prices increase, I'll get a capital appreciation. Similarly, InvIT is also going to get listed on BSE and NSE. Once it gets listed on BSE and NSE, then can I of course enjoy that capital appreciation? Why not? I think I just got distracted by this question. Shailesh is asking, if it is already operational, why InvIT? Because finally it is an investment infrastructure trust. Na? We are investing in. Acha, you might be wondering, why are they raising money? That might be a question. See, basically all these 5 projects, whatever they had started, a lot of loan was raised. Okay, their debt levels were pretty high. Whatever money is going to be raised through this InvIT, they are going to majorly use this funding to repay the loans. Okay, so basically they want to increase their bottom line. I guess that is one of the purposes why they are coming up with this InvIT. I'm repeating, that might be your intended question, Shailesh, that why are they doing this? Because they have done all these 5 projects using huge loans, and maybe they want to repay these loans. That is the reason why they are coming up with this InvIT issue. Okay, coming back to our discussion. I, as an investor, what am I going to get? InvIT shall distribute at least 90%. Okay, 90% of the net cash available for distribution to the unit holders once at least every quarter in every financial year. Now, what is this net cash available? Net cash available is basically income minus all your expenses, whatever. It's like as good as, I'm not going to go into the intricacies, but as good as you can imagine, like something like a net profit. Okay, whatever remains, out of whatever remains, 90% of that is going to be distributed for as what? Dividend, once at least every quarter in every financial year. So 4 times in a financial year, I'm going to get dividend. Okay. Now, bottom line, Dillon asks, what do you mean by bottom line? Means profit. Dillon, it means you have not done my basics of stock market course. You should do that. Okay. In basics of stock market course, I've already explained all these terms, right? Sushruth says financials are important to be looked at here. Debt can be high. I'm coming to that, Sushruth. Wait. Chalo, going back to this, am I going to get dividend? Yes, 90% of the net cash available will be distributed as dividend. Next point is that important point is that the first declaration of dividend by the trust shall be made within 6 months from the listing and trading of units pursuant to the offer. So when this InvIT will get listed, immediately in the first quarter, am I going to get dividend? No. What? It's very clearly given. Once it is listed within 6 months, for the first time only. When it gets listed, within first 6 months, you will get your first dividend. And after that, you're going to get your dividend every quarter. I hope you have understood this, right? So if you have understood this dividend entire requirements or whatever the dividend point is, let's go on. Okay, before we move on to financials, I'm sure there might be one question in your mind. I'm not sure if anyone is asking or not about dividend. Anyone wants to ask any question about dividend? कोई नहीं पूछ रहा तो मैं ही पूछ लेती हूँ. What about dividend? Is it taxable or not? That is a big question. Is dividend taxable or not? Now, it's more of taxable, I can say. Okay. So I'll tell you what is the thing. There is something known as an old tax regime and new tax regime. Okay. 4 out of these 5 have opted for the new tax regime, wherein your dividend will be taxable. Okay. So you can say that, a part might be tax. So it's a complicated structure, to be very honest with you. As I mentioned, I was having a word with one of my friends who is in capital markets, because in their prospectus also they have given it so vaguely. In simple words, you can just remember this. For this InvIT, dividend is not going to be entirely tax-free. It will be partially taxable, partially tax. Very small amount can be in the nature of tax-free, but majorly it will be taxable. Okay. So right now, think from it as a taxable perspective. Okay. If I go to the financials now, just check this out. Revenue from operations. What a fantastic growth. CAGR 196%. EBITDA, again, a very good CAGR. If you check PAT has also grown at 182%. Now, what is happening? Net debt to EBITDA. Okay. What is net debt to EBITDA? How much debt they have and how much is the EBITDA? Okay. If that is high, it means that your debt is very high. And that is what they want to get it down. If you see a financial year 18, it was 15.9. It's a huge one. Financial year 19, they got it down to 5.9. In financial year 20, they've got it down to 4. As at 31st March, it was 3.36. But then with this InvIT issue, it will further come down. And I feel that can be a very good debt to equity ratio afterwards. Okay. Chalo. By the way, I guess I compared 3.9 with 3.36. I'm sorry. This was net debt to EBITDA. This last one is debt to equity ratio. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Still people are confused. Dividend is taxable in this case. Okay. Major chunk will get taxable. Right. What are the risks? In the red herring prospectus, they have mentioned few risks. I didn't find any of the risks to be like very much danger or something like that. They are saying that we may not be able to make distribution to the unit holders compared to the estimated or anticipated distribution. So whatever we had anticipated, we might not be able to deliver that much dividend to our unit holders. Possible. You might not have liquidity in the secondary markets. See, like for shares, you'll have a huge liquidity. Whenever you want to buy, sell, there are so many buyers, there are so many sellers. You have a lot of liquidity. But if I'm talking about InvITs, you might not have that much liquidity in the secondary market. That is one of the risks which has been mentioned. This is not mere man ka nahi hai risk. It has been mentioned in the RHP, in the red herring prospectus. Okay. Right. Now, as I mentioned, this is not really, comparable. But one of the InvIT, which was listed in, I forgot I guess 2018 के आसपास somewhere it had got listed. It's India Grid Trust. It's India Grid InvIT. Somewhere around you can see here around 96 के आसपास, 96 to 100 के आसपास list हुआ था. From there, it has gone up to 144. So not a huge rise as such, growing steadily, not at a very high pace. But again, as I said, we should not be comparing two InvITs unless and until we check their underlying assets. Now comes the most important and the most what part you can just decide on your own, because once you see the application amount, half of people are going to be like, what? See the application amount now. Okay. If you see, the application amount is 1,10,000 rupees. Huge, right? That's a crazy application amount. Because you can imagine, if I'm talking about normal IPOs, for normal IPOs, generally the ticket size, the lowest of it is around 14,000. Okay, 14,000 to 15,000. But if you're talking about this InvIT issue, it's 1,10,000. It's good. It's a huge ticket size. So maybe small retail individual investors, unfortunately, will have to stay away from this, even if they are wanting to buy into this. But those who have surplus money, I may say that chiller amount for HNIs. Tejas says, "Fir apna to khel khalas." Okay, but I think those who are not in a position to buy it, but I still suggest everyone that even if you don't want to buy it, it's okay, it's your choice. At least do a paper trade. Okay, do a paper trade. Assume that I have bought this much, I've applied for this much, I got this much. This will help you to understand InvITs closely. Okay. एक झटके में जज्बात बदल गए, दुनिया बदल गई. DRS Mohokar asks that will it be available on BSE and NSE after listing? Yes, they will be available after listing on both the exchanges, BSE and in NSE. Logan Than says, I can't see this IPO in Zerodha today. Refresh, it should be there in Zerodha. I've confirmed it. You can apply through Zerodha as well. Okay, perfect. Chalo. So I hope you have understood this. 1,100 shares is the market size. IPO price is 99 to 100. As I mentioned, minimum investment amount is 1,10,000. I mean, that is like the minimum and maximum. That's what is mentioned. So maybe that's how it works. Because I'll be very honest with you. This is the first InvIT that I am studying. Okay, if I decide to invest, this is going to be the first InvIT that I will invest into. Okay, so am I like? If you ask me how much knowledgeable am I about InvITs versus normal shares, I can say I have much more knowledge as compared to InvIT, because this is something which is not so much popular right now amongst retail players as well. Okay, a lot of in-depth study will be required, and unless and until money is not at stake, you might not study. So am I going to apply? My answer is yes. I am going to apply for this. Okay, but again, as I mentioned, more from a study perspective, I'm not going to compare, to be honest, listen, I'm not going to compare the returns of this with capital gains. Okay, why? This is something I'm going to get as a fixed return. See, like if I'm going to get some fixed dividend every quarter, this is more of a fixed income category I'm comparing it with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to compare the returns of this InvIT with a fixed income category rather than comparing the returns with shares. Okay, so let us see. I personally feel that with the CAGR, with the financials, it can be a good one. Right now, the subscription is not very lucrative. Subscription is not even at 1, so it is undersubscribed right now. Okay, but I feel that it can be a good one to learn about something different, and that's how slowly, steadily we can learn about new things, right? Okay, perfect. So with that, I hope you have understood a lot of basics about InvITs, right? Today's session is not about different shares. It's not about our stocks and news typical. So today I'm not going to talk about any other stock in news, just in case. I'm not sure. I've not yet checked the chats. I will check it right now. So I will try and answer just one or two right now, but I don't want this stream to be big enough. So let me just quickly check if there are any. I guess I had seen some pop up, but I can't see any super chat right now. I can see new members. While I was discussing about the InvIT. Someone had asked me about. You can check that through my YouTube studio as well. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can quickly check if there are any specific chats about today's discussion also. Supers. Oh. Two questions asked today. One is okay. I thought it is about something like about InvIT. That is why I was just struggling to get here. First is any discount coupon code for TA. Kya baat hai? So much related. Okay, any discount coupon code related to TA? CARRYT. This is the coupon code you can use for any of my courses. Not only technical analysis. It can be about any course. But I feel that investing in knowledge again is super important. That's how you'll get to know about a lot of concepts. Okay, so that is the discount coupon code for you, just in case if you want to use that. There was one more question. Thai Namaskar, please make video on best stock in cold storage. This is again about a stock specific we are going to talk about in the next live stream. Okay, so today's live stream was more about understanding InvITs, understanding the intricacies of that. If you have, I'm glad. I think my entire purpose was served. So I hope you have enjoyed this live stream. I hope you got to know quite a bit about InvITs. Yes, I know about Zomato. We will be covering up Zomato IPO as well. So don't worry. As and how we get more and more close to the date, we will come up with the video as well, right? All right. Any lock-in period? No lock-in period for InvITs. No. Okay. Can we? Chats are going too fast. No, I answered that. Any lock-in period. If not there on Zerodha, it is because of amount. I confirmed it with Zerodha, guys. They said it is available through Zerodha. I'll also check it one more time, but I feel it is available through Zerodha. I did confirm it. Okay. Just in case if there is a change, I will let you know in the pinned comment of this video itself by tomorrow. If there is a change, otherwise I feel it is there. All right, I guess that is it. I hope you have understood about InvITs. Ashwin Balaji says, can you explain about covered bonds? Any best covered bond you know? I am going to do a video on covered bonds, Ashwin, for sure. In fact, I was having a word with Team Wint Wealth as well, who are mainly into covered bonds. They are coming up with a bond issue, is what I understood. But of course, there are certain finalization stages going on. So once I talk to, generally I prefer to talk to the management first. See, because whenever I'm talking about any product, I personally feel that it should not be like, someone says, Rachana, can you promote this on our channel? And I just promote it blindly. Never happens like that. If it's about any financial product, I talk to the management. I talk to, if possible, the promoter. If not possible, then at least to the top level management guys. I try to understand the product in and out. If I feel it is good enough, if I feel that it's not way too risky, then and only then will I talk about that product on my channel. So of course I will be talking about covered bonds, but not in April, of course, just 1 or 2 days remaining. Maybe towards 3rd or 4th week of March is what 3rd or 4th week of May is what I'm planning right now. Okay, I guess that is it from my side. Thanks a lot. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, share it with your friends. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye.